my God.
Yeah,
It's
that
great
was his
food.
favorite food.
Well, Art wants grilled cheese, but it's not the same.
Okay, so I want to start off in preparing for nationals with a very short but extremely inspirational video.
You're not gonna make us run, are you?
No.
Enjoy structure.
Okay, so here it is. Let's see.
You heard that? 600-meter run. How many miles is that?
I don't know. Not a mile.
Oh.
What happened?
The 600-meter underway. Heather Dorn of Minnesota finished second in respect. A year ago, she was in lane 4.
And Dorn is probably going to be your favorite. She actually won the NCAA championships in 2006 in the 800, but she only won one Big Ten championship in the 2 years.
3 laps in this event, 600 meters, 3 times around the 200-meter track here at the Field House.
What a bold move by Fawn. She's looking very confident, and the Penn State runner is just running amazing today. She did win her meet in the 400, but ended up taking 4th overall.
That's Fawn Dorn moving into the lead, sophomore from Penn State. Dorn has been running second.
Dorn in last year scored 23 points for the Golden Gophers in the Big Ten championship, so they're really relying on getting a lot of points from her this weekend, and she's just coming by Fawn Dorn now in the home stretch, coming into the bell line.
Dorn is falling down, gets up quickly, but that's going to cost her. Lucky she wasn't injured.
Her teammate just went to the front though, so they may be able to recover from that. And Dorn is flying down the backstretch. She is going to catch Fawn Dorn, and she may catch the leader.
Wow.
She's got fun.
This is a gutsy effort.
She does that when she's angry.
Coming down the stretch from the outside. Dorn coming out strong. Dorn all the way. Wow, unbelievable.
That is amazing. To fall in a 600, I mean, this is basically a sprint. I mean, this is an extended 400 basically.
Okay, so the reason why I wanted to show you that was you can fall flat on your face and you could still win the race. So that is probably the worst thing you can do in track in such a short period of time, and she, didn't worry about the problem. She said, I'm going to get up and I'm going to do my best, and that's what I can control. So the key to nationals, in my opinion, is knowing what we can control. So knowing what we can control, or they're called the controllables, and then differentiating them from the uncontrollables, things we cannot control. So I'm going to list off some words, and then you tell me whether or not you can control this or not. And what I mean by can control is 100% you can control it. 100% it's within your control. What time you get up in the morning, for example, would be within your control of what you can control. What time you go to bed at night, you can control that, right? So, versus if you can influence it, that's not that you can control it. So, let's start with winning at nationals. Can you control winning?
Yes.
Well,
Well,
influence it, but not control.
You can influence
Yeah,
it, but you
okay.
can't control it.
Oh.
So what can you control that is related to winning, but is not winning?
How
What
you
can
play.
you control? Your level of play, for the most part. Your level of play. What else?
Being prepared.
Preparation. Your preparation. I arrived early and on time. I hydrated. I practiced. I went to bed early. That sort of thing. Hey, Anna. Chair. Here. I'll give you. I'm just filming it. So you just
All
go.
of you guys want.
Shut up!
Okay. So we got controlling the controllables. We can slide down that way just a little so the camera. It's okay, it's all good.
You can make that seat lower too. High
So,
chair.
yeah, no, it's all good. All good, I'm glad you're here. So,
It's on the side.
controllables. So, the trickiest one is winning. That is the trickiest one, because we're taught to win, it's competition. You move on if you win nationals if you win, you don't win if you don't win. try not to fall into the trap of winning. So what you want to do is you want to enjoy the process from now through nationals, removing winning or losing from the variable of making you happy. And if winning is going to make you happy and losing is going to make you unhappy, then remove that from now until the first day. Enjoy practicing. Enjoy the excitement going into it. Enjoy the camaraderie. Enjoy being with your friends. Enjoy playing well. Enjoy the privilege and honor of representing a club at nationals. Enjoy those things. Don't hold your enjoyment hostage to whether or not you win, because the outcome you have no control over. And what happens is if you put the outcome under your control, you'll be disappointed, because half the time you win, you'll be really happy, and half the time you lose, you won't be happy. You want to be happy the entire time. So what is unacceptable is, and you can control, showing up late, not being prepared, not hydrating, not having a positive attitude, not supporting your doubles partner, having positive self-talk with yourself. Those are things you can control. So the things that are under your control, you want to do the best you can. And then that should be the metric of whether or not you won. We're going to redefine winning. Winning is, I showed up on time, I was prepared, I motivated my doubles partner, I spoke nice to her and to myself, I was displayed good sportsmanship to my opponents. Those are things that are under your control. Now those sound easy, and you're probably saying, yeah, but I want to win. Yeah, I want you to win too. And if I can get you to not think about winning, you will come closer to winning. Because most people fall into the trap of, I can control winning, and therefore I'm going to hold my enjoyment of it hostage until I win. And guess what? You have zero control, direct control, over how your opponents play at nationals. They're going to be darn good. We are darn good. All we want from each other is you're nice to one another, you have a positive attitude, and have the experience of your doubles partner, for those of you that play doubles and for those of you that play singles, your own experience, to be the best it can possibly be. Because this may never happen again, or it may, but we want the whole process to be positive. So, with that said, if you look at a 3-set match, and let's say you win the first set, you lose the second set, and it is 8-all in the super tie break for the third. 8-all. Now you lose the next 2 points. What I've seen time and time again is the person who lost the super tie break in the third set, regardless of her level of play, is really upset and says they played horrible. And the person that won usually says, I played great. I won. And then if you look at the match and you evaluate your own progress at 8-all in the third set when it's dead even, the answers are drastically different. They're like, I put myself in a position to win. I lost the first set and I was courageous enough to come back and win the second and bring it to a tiebreak. The answers are a lot different. So also with your own evaluation of your level of play, don't evaluate it after the result, because the result is going to bias your answer. And again, you have zero control over the result, direct control. You don't have control over whether or not someone hits an ace or not. For example, I remember on match point, I was watching you play doubles. I think it was over the summer. I was watching from the window. You guys came back, you brought it to, I think it was a super tie break, and it was match point for the other team.
Yeah.
And the person hit an ace on the outside line that skidded.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, no, it was in. You made a fair line call, that's the best you can do.
Yeah.
You made good effort, you actually contacted the ball with your racket, but it was basically an ace or unreturnable serve. And so at that moment, you did the best you could. You didn't cheat and call it out. It was in, touched part of the line, and you tried your best effort, made a swing at it, and you almost got it back. That's about as good as you can be.
Yeah.
And my point is that feeling of satisfaction, that has to be tied not to the result. It has to be tied to controllables. So your attitude, is that controllable or not?
Definitely. Yes.
That is controllable. The wind in Florida. No. You can make a slight adjustments, but you can't control the wind stopping or not. What about the sun?
Nope. Where you stand in it.
Where you stand in it, whether you wear a
Sunglasses,
visor, a hat,
yeah.
sunglasses.
Ooh, and Kevin gave us a tip to put the.
Oh, okay,
We gotta
so
buy that
Nivea.
stuff.
Nivea, you know, it's like an Aquaphor, the Nivea. Okay, so get the Nivea, the balm, all right, and put it all here above your eyebrows, all around your face. The sweat will go to the Nivea, go around it.
Instead of down your face.
Instead of into your eyes.
I could use that this summer.
Yeah.
Well, he just told us like last week.
Yeah, we were just like, I'm like, okay, Nivea,
No,
balm.
we have had
I
sweat
remember
dripping
that.
right in our, as I
I-
played over the summer.
Right.
Where we couldn't see, when
Yeah.
it's 90 degrees.
Exactly. My eyes were stinging from
Yeah.
sweat. I have contacts in,
I don't care if I bring
you
it
know,
out.
so it's like,
Yeah.
So that goes away.
There have been days where we had just
Yeah.
so much sweat. in our
Yeah.
eyes.
I'm trying
So,
desperately to get my
Nivea,
face
Nivea,
curled.
Nivea.
What'd you get out? Asking.
I ended up buying. Oh, really? Because I went to Dick's. I didn't see
Sort of
purple.
like her.
Yeah, well, this is
I
like
bought
them.
a lot of
This
different
is
colors.
so
Because I've been
yeah,
trying to
like, I
get
just
advice
get
for
those
Thursday.
things.
When we play Thursday.
Okay, yeah.
Which one do you want to wear?
It looks a lot like this, but it's a polyester one. It's like that kind of tank top that she's got on.
Is it the
I
one
got it from Target. The one from Target, from
Is that the
Jamie.
one?
I bought one from Jamie and then I got 2 more.
I
So I
still
got
have
3
an
of those.
extra. That's why I send. It's a small, but like it runs big. I'll try it on. I should have bought it today.
The one from Amazon?
Because I've got the Amazon one.
Which one did you take?
The
You
Target.
Target one, so I have it from Amazon.
Okay.
Is it that one? Which one's
Because
that
I
one?
don't know.
You'd like that.
Okay, so I listed a few there.
I think April bought them, right? You bought the cookies?
So
From Sarah Baking
controllables, your attitude, you want it to be positive, your effort, you want to give 100% effort, whether or not you're on time, whether or not you're prepared, whether or not you communicate with your partner or yourself. You have good sportsmanship, being nice, being humble, expectations. These are things 100% within your control. These are things that you cannot control, so don't try. Winning, the result, wind, sun, how my partner plays, level of opponent. Yes, you have influence over that, but you don't have influence all the time, and you have varying degrees of influence. So now let's talk about pressure. So there's 2 different types of players. Players that thrive in pressure, and players that don't like pressure. Both types can be successful at nationals, but you want to go in with the right mindset. So, just to differentiate, a player that likes pressure, I'll speak for myself, is I love pressure. In college, I wanted the match to be on the line. Every single time the match was on my racket, I won 100% of the time. If it was a practice match, for some reason my level of intensity went down subconsciously, and I didn't take it seriously enough to play my best tennis. It didn't bring out my best tennis, okay? So for me, I wanted people to say, it's up to you. If my doubles partner was having an off day, you take the return on a no-ad point. Bring us home, put the match on your shoulders. That's what I wanted. I played the best when everyone was watching. That's me. I can't speak for you. If you don't like that, that is okay, 100% okay. But before nationals, you have to figure out which type of player you are. Do you like pressure or do you not like pressure? So I'm going to put pressure here. Pressure is controllable. The only person that can put pressure on yourself is yourself. No one else. Not me, not the captain, not your doubles partner. No one can put pressure on yourself but yourself. What's important is how you respond to the pressure. That's what's important. So, if you like pressure, tell your doubles partner before the match, hey, if you're having a bad day, or if you want to get the best out of me, tell me, get this point, we need this point, it's on you. You gotta do this, bring us to the finish line. That's what you do.
I already told him.
But then on the converse, if you don't like pressure, talk to your doubles partner again before the match and say, hey, just tell me during the match it's okay, it's not a big deal, who cares what the other scores are, this doesn't matter, it's not whether we win or lose, it really doesn't matter. We're gonna be able to play tennis next week, it's not the end of the world. You know, think about other things in your life that are really important, and then what you do is you increase the insignificance of the outcome. That's how you handle it if you don't like pressure. Billie Jean King wrote the book, Pressure is a Privilege. I happen to agree. It's a privilege, it's an honor, the fact that we have 7 players representing the club going down and playing at nationals. That's an honor. Live it up, because it's going to be an awesome experience one way or another. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. You have to control the controllables. If you control the controllables, you'll be successful no matter what the outcome is. You don't have to play above yourself. You're playing players at your level. They happen to be the best at your level in the country, but they're at your level.
You put it that way.
But they're at your level.
No pressure.
They don't mix. They don't mix up all the levels, right? They don't mix up all the levels. In which case, you know what to expect. Now, as far as the level goes, I would probably say that everyone down there is a D1 player. That's what we're going to say.
That's fair.
If everyone is a 1 singles or a 1 doubles. That's fine. Deal with it, accept it. That's what it's going to be. But if you play solid, hey Susanna,
Delivery.
and Susanna, can you grab a chair from up there because I'm filming.
Don't worry, I'll sit on the floor. I'll sit on the floor.
Okay.
Okay. Can I scoot
So
by?
I just have that.
I don't want to
right there.
interrupt your top
Yeah,
fist
it's all
if you want
good.
your butt.
It's all good.
Oh, sorry.
Perfect. No, it's all
Sorry.
good. It's all good.
Really recording? You're welcome.
I'll send the link later. just so
Don't worry,
you
it was
can-
already mine.
So it's meant to be
first.
audio, but yeah, okay. Oh, thank you.
that's
Oh,
amazing.
okay. Oh, this is great. Thank you, Susanna, for coming. Okay, so that's a little bit about pressure and how to deal with pressure. So know yourself before nationals, and know then what buzzwords to tell your doubles partner. And for yourself, it's the same type of thing. So let me put this in context. Although it is an honor to be here, and although it's a big deal, let's say it's a big deal, are there going to be other tennis matches for you after nationals?
Yes.
Yes.
Matter of fact, the week after.
Yes, the weekend. We're not wasting any time.
Back to business.
That's the
week,
first
though,
thing.
by the way.
The second
Very
thing,
cold.
the second thing is, most if not all of you have husbands, children, things that are more important than the result at nationals. So I'll share a little story about myself. My brother and I were training for our second world record, the volley record that we did here. And so I was working with a mental skills coach. And one of the things he had me do was he had to make sure going into the record that I had perspective. You want to have perspective. Everyone is still going to love you, whether or not you win or lose at nationals. You have to know that. You have to be able to accept that. If you don't accept that, then you're going to be fearful of losing. So we're going to shed the fear of losing in this room right now today. Here's how we're going to do it. We have to realize that you're going to fail forward. And that we have to fail to succeed. So, everyone in this room, I'm sure, has lost a tennis match. Everyone in this room has had a bad day. Generally speaking, in your lifetime, even against a pro, even against a pro.
Yeah.
Or not, right?
You've never lost one.
Ever?
We lost one, not a USTA.
Okay,
Not a
good,
USTA, they lost.
good, good, then I can go,
We have.
then this'll make sense.
This one hasn't.
Is-
My
So-
whole story.
Yeah.
So, we're gonna go through the emotions real quick of how we would feel if we all lost. Just, we're gonna table it, but we're gonna deal with it and then move it aside because we have to confront it, or else we're gonna be afraid of our own emotions. So, just pause for a second and we go down there, it's not our weekend, we lose. Okay, sit with that for a minute. Sit with that. We lost. Okay? It's gonna go on. We're gonna pass. Time heals all wounds. It is okay. It is okay. There's gonna be more matches. There's gonna be more friends. There's gonna be more playing opportunities. Losing, I know, is difficult. It is not easy, and we invested a lot of time and effort to get to this point. But we didn't do it. Okay, we didn't do it. So we're gonna get the suitcase. We're gonna put those feelings in the suitcase. We're gonna put it aside, and we're not gonna bring that suitcase to nationals. So on the flip side, here's what I envision. I envision we go down there, people don't take us seriously, and we outplay everybody. We're not perfect, we're solid. And we win. That's awesome. That is what I envision. So what I did to set 2 world records, I say that to not impress you, but to impress upon you the fact that I had never set a world record before 2008. I never did. So I didn't know what to expect. But I wrote a press release, a news story, that would come out on Monday morning in the paper. So I'm going to write one to you as my to-do and send it to you. And the story that I wrote for myself, we had done the record on Sunday, and it was the headline of the next day, the newspaper. And it basically said 2 identical twins, you know, their mentor, their tennis mentor, Scott, died of ALS at age 42. They wanted to honor his legacy. They had a failed attempt in 2007, but 2008 they started in the morning at 9 a.m. and rallied for 14 hours and 31 minutes with 1 ball, no breaks. And they went on to set the world record for the longest tennis rally. I guesstimated the time. I think I put in there 15 hours, and I put 30,000 shots.